Welcome and good morning. It's Mike Ferry, and welcome to Mike Ferry TV. I think, as many of you know, here we are now in September, and what we're doing with our clients, all of our coaching clients, is we've put together a program called September to Remember. What we're trying to do is get everybody to get really excited about the opportunities you have in September to do a big job, to do more than normal, to probably stretch beyond your normal production so you can have a great October, November, and December. We're going to talk about that more over the next few weeks. What I want to do today, I want to go backwards a little bit because I think most of you recognize that in May and June we have so much fun. We do a tour throughout the West Coast, Southern Nevada, Arizona, California. And during that time, I do 64 3-hour seminars in that 2 months for what we would like to think is our best clients. And a lot of our good clients either couldn't attend these events or missed these events for one reason, and they've asked repetitively if I would take the time to go through what I covered during that time. Here we are now in September, and I do in August and September an East Coast tour, and we're doing 44 from really virtually from the Boston market all the way down to the Keys in Florida, and through Chicago, Detroit, and Indianapolis, etc., Pennsylvania, Toronto, talking to our best clients there about what we believe has to be done to have a great listing inventory, to become a great listing agent. And it's so much fun because, again, I get to spend a lot of time talking to a lot of our good clients. So if you've been there, welcome back. Nice to see you again. And if you missed it, I want to share over the next couple weeks some of the things I've been talking about on our East Coast tour, because it's some of the things that are the fundamentals which make a good agent like yourself a great agent. So I start each of these 3-hour seminars by discussing 4 words. Today we're going to discuss 2 of them. Next week we'll discuss 2 more. So the 4 words that I talk about are mindset, skills, activities, and action. And what we want to do now is take a look at those first 2 words, mindset and skills. I believe I have a little bit of probably, I guess you would call, tenure in this area of understanding the behaviors of a real estate agent. Remember now, it's been 40 years that I've been doing this work with people like yourselves. A major portion of the clients I talk to aren't even 40 years old. So it is kind of fun to share this advice. But the advantage we have is we have a huge resource of information. I get to talk to virtually hundreds, if not thousands, of great agents every month, year after year, about what they think about, what they do, how do they produce. So if we start with the word mindset, and I'll ask you to write that down. Write down the word mindset. And what I have happen a lot is somebody will say, and certainly it is a good question, is what exactly does that mean? And of course, I think if you think about the word mindset, it's nothing more than what is going on in your head at a given moment regarding somebody or something. You meet somebody for the first time and you smile and say, wow, what a great person. What a fun personality. That is a mindset. You meet somebody for the first time and you say, oh my gosh, I hope I never have to talk to them again. That, of course, is a mindset. Mindsets are generally positive or negative. There's no really neutral on a mindset. There's no N in that situation. Well, we picture something, we do something, and we create a mindset. We create an opinion about that thing that we're doing, that thing we've experienced. Well, in the real estate business, mindset to me is one of the most vital parts of what's going to build your business long term. When you look at various phases of the business, so if I say the word prospecting, what is your mindset? I hate it. I love it. I don't want to do it. I do it all the time. I never get good results. I get great results. Interesting, isn't it? And then I'll say something like, well, pre-qualify every prospect. And then you say, I did that, and then I found out they weren't qualified. So I'm really upset about the pre-qualifying. That's a mindset. Or if I say use a canned presentation in talking to a buyer or seller. What is your mindset? Well, Mike, I don't want to be robotic, and I don't want to sound like somebody else, and canned presentations are boring. Well, that is a mindset. Or you say to yourself, it's such an advantage having a canned presentation because I know what to say in every situation to a buyer or seller. That, of course, is a mindset. Watch, you're going to a house for a listing at 7 o'clock. You haven't previewed the home naturally. They open the door, you walk inside, and you go, wow, this is an incredible home. That's a mindset. Or you'll say, oh my gosh, this home is terrible. When I get outside, I'm going to burn my clothes. It's a mindset. So what we have to understand is because our mind is working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it never shuts off. It's creating images, thoughts, words, and actions inside our head that lead us to doing something good or doing nothing at all. So what we have to look at is how strong is your mindset in terms of productivity. So I'll give you an example. And I use this all the time when I do these little 3-hour tour stops. I'll take one of the people in the audience. I'll take Robert sitting here. And I'll say, Robert's driving down the street, excited about what he's going to do today. He sees a for sale by owner sign. He immediately stops his car. He straightens his tie, puts a smile on his face, jumps out of the car, walks up, knocks on the door. A person answers. He has a script that he follows. He reads through the script. He's pre-qualifying the for sale by owner. There seems to be an interest on their part as well as his, obviously. He proceeds to close for an appointment. He sets the appointment. He leaves. He gets in the car and says, yes, I am going to get that listing, and that listing is $300,000, and I'm going to make a $12,000 commission. This is exciting. It's a mindset. When you see the sign, what is your mindset? Your mindset controls your behavior. Or Robert sees that sign, and then he accelerates out of the neighborhood. I don't want to stop. I don't want to see him. They probably won't pay a commission. They're probably overpriced. They probably have a friend in the business. They probably really don't want to sell. Well, which mindset controls your behavior? And that mindset, as you know, that controls your behavior, then controls your actions and productivity. And it's kind of sad to think, why do so many agents behave this way? And I get asked this question all the time. And I think the biggest reason is when you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, you don't do anything. And then, of course, because we have the right to say and do anything as real estate people, if you don't like what I say, for example, recommend for you to say, then your mindset is, well, I don't like that kind of stuff. So I will say to you then, okay, what is your mindset on prospecting, on time management? How well do you manage your time? What is your mindset on lead follow-up? Are you willing to call all of your leads today and ask them if they want to buy or sell a home? And if they say no, what is your mindset? It should be throw it away and go find a new lead. But Mike, I don't like prospecting. Well, then you can't go find a new lead. You therefore have to hold on to a lead that may not be motivated or qualified, but you're comfortable having somebody, even though they're not qualified to do anything, rather than have nobody. That's a mindset problem. What is your real mindset on pre-qualifying? Everybody pre-qualifies except for real estate people. Go to the doctor, they pre-qualify. Go to the attorney, they pre-qualify. Everybody pre-qualifies before they take action. All right, what is your mindset regarding a strong, straightforward, question-based listing presentation or a canned presentation? What is your mindset? I don't want to do it. I say what I like to say, and I think my words are better than his. That's a mindset. What is your mindset towards showing property? Do you spend all your time with buyers or all your time with sellers? What is the division of your time? Well, I like buyers better. It's a mindset. All right, let's talk about being on a listing presentation and the seller gives you an objection and you don't have an answer. That's a problem. Or you get mad when they give you an objection. That's a problem. It's a mindset. Or having an answer is, of course, the right action to take. You got to think about that. All right, let's go a step further. You're going to close for a contract. What is your mindset? Well, I don't want to ask people to sign, and I'm not comfortable doing that. So what we have to do is we have to look at the various phases of a real estate sale and then check, is it positive or negative, and why is it that way? Well, the second word that I talk about all the time during these tour seminars is the word skill. Mindset first, skill second. And when I say skill, what am I referring to? Well, selling is a learned skill, just like flying an airplane is a learned skill, or a doctor diagnosing a problem and solving it is a learned skill, or your accountant doing your tax records is a learned skill. We sometimes believe in real estate, we don't have to learn skills. I had a lady say to me one day, now wait a minute, are you telling me that a lot of real estate agents don't have any skills? And I'm saying, you're right. She goes, well, how can they be that way? I said, well, let's think about that. This is a business where, and you have to admit this makes a lot of sense, this is a business where you don't have to do what you're told. You don't have to say what we ask you to say. In fact, you can do nothing and it's acceptable behavior. I mean, where else can you have a job, never do anything at all, and keep the job? Well, my joke is, of course, that's working for the government. Well, if that's the case, then we have a problem. So why don't we learn the excuse me, why don't we learn the skills? And the answer is because we're independent contractors. We can do what we want. Now, watch, the skill of managing your time, the skill of prospecting, the skill of going good, strong lead follow-up, the skill of pre-qualifying, asking all the questions, the skill of making a strong, dynamic, question-based presentation. These are tough skills to learn, and they take a lot of time. But if we don't take the time to learn the skills, what happens to our productivity? And the answer is nothing. So if we don't learn the skill then of handling the objection that they give us, the skill of closing and asking for a signature, the skill of negotiating a contract so both parties sign, these are defined skills. Now my question is, if you look at the skills you have, how would you rate yourself? All right, in terms of time management, from 1, the worst, to 10 being the best, how would you rate yourself? Because see, each of us has to learn to improve, that's a mindset, on each of the skills to create a stronger confidence, more personal power, so we can do our job at a much higher level. Because the truth is, if we can't do our job, we shouldn't be out in the field. Why do most agents fail in real estate, which so many do? It's not because they have too many skills. It's not because they're too positive in their mindset. It's because they're lacking a strong mindset because they don't have any skills. If you can accept the fact that selling is like any other top-paid profession, it's a skill-based business, you got it made every single time. So think about the power of your mindset and how it works so much in your favor and, of course, can work so much against you. Think about the power of having the skills to do your job at the highest level and how those skills give you the confidence to go do your job every single day, or the lack of those skills not only destroy your confidence, but affect how positive or negative your mindset is. See, if we really look carefully, mindset and skills control the activities and action, which is next week's topic for all of you. So think about your skills, think about your mindset. How about this? Think about creating for yourself a September to remember. We're doing a big blitz with all of our coaching clients on this concept. Now, why are we doing that? Let's get real clear. If we have a great September, October, November, and December are great. Why are October, November, and December so bad for most people? Because they mentally, mindset, quit working in the fourth quarter. Why? Because if they've had a great year, they coast until January. If they've had a bad year, well, I might as well just take off and wait till January. We're talking about 3 months of production here. So what we program into our great clients' minds is if we work real hard in September, October, November, and December is where the payoff begins. If you want to have a great Christmas with your family, work in September. If you want to have cash flow coming in January, have a great September. Think about mindset and skills as an avenue for a great September, and we'll talk to you next week.